are Locked On Lakers POSTCAST, part of Locked On Sports Los Angeles, on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey everyone, I'm Dave Palais. Don't forget, Lakers rally tonight, so tonight's a good night. Lakers win. They snap that 3-game losing streak. No LeBron James, no Austin Reeves. At the same time, it's the Anthony Davis show. Also Rui and D'Angelo Russell. We talk about all that as the Lakers try to get back on the winning side of things, find their identity as well. We'll start the show off by mentioning the good people over at FanDuel. Don't forget, get ready to tackle the NFL action with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, because right now new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Don't forget to check out the people over at FanDuel. So the Lakers, they win tonight 107-98 over the Portland Trailblazers. They return home after a disappointing road trip. And for the Lakers to go on that road trip and finish with only one win, and that one win that they got was only by 1 point. It was against the Utah Jazz, one of the lonely teams in the league. And then they head to Miami, and it's a disaster. Arguably one of the worst games of the year, if not the worst game of the year for the Lakers, because there's so much questions. What was the effort like? Outside of the game that LeBron James played, you could question almost every single person on that team. And then they go to Atlanta and they play their tails off. The problem is they did everything right except get the win. They fell apart at the end of the game. They went to overtime, and Trae Young hits a wide open three-pointer. Lakers lose. They come back on the long flight to Los Angeles. They get one day off before opening up a big game against the Portland Trailblazers. And then the way the schedule will work out, we'll talk about that, about how this benefits the Lakers and how important this win tonight against Portland was. Again, Lakers win 107-98. And for the Lakers to figure out what they were going to do, because when I say what were they going to do, you were missing two of your top three scorers. You're missing LeBron James and you're missing Austin Reeves. And so you're missing those two guys. Of course, Austin Reeves has been gone for a long time now with a pelvic injury. LeBron James, he misses because of a foot injury. Kind of disappointing, because if you recall, LeBron James had the goal set for himself of playing all 82 games. As great as that sounds, and as fans, as we say, we want to basically know when we buy a ticket to a game that we're going to see possibly the best to ever do it. And then when he doesn't play, you say, man, I spent a lot of money to come to watch the Lakers play, and I don't even get a chance to see the King. Well, the foot injury obviously has been nagging him. At the same time, I don't know how much he needed the rest, but I'm sure he did. It is tough. And if you listen to JJ Redick, he says, we've been on the road for 2 weeks. We've been on the road for 2 weeks, even though they came back to play that one game. He goes, it was honestly like a 2-week road trip. When you're losing, those road trips seem even longer. All of a sudden, you aren't sleeping as well, you aren't eating as well, and you just want to get home. So to come back and play the Portland Trailblazers, even though you're shorthanded, it was very, very important that this team was able to go out and get a win. And for the Lakers, that's what they're able to do. Again, 107-98 Lakers, they win over the Trailblazers. How did they do it? Did they do it without LeBron, do it without Austin Reeves? What was the plan? Well, the plan was basically what you think would have happened. If you were coaching this team and they said, hey, JJ Redick's sick tonight, we need you to be the coach, what would you have done? You would have done exactly what the Lakers did, and that was to run everything through Anthony Davis. And so Anthony Davis started off hot, all right? Anthony Davis, again, had a great night the way he finished, but he started off just red hot, and that's what the Lakers needed. Lakers, though, were outscored 28-22 in the first quarter. It wasn't working. So even though this team's 7-3 at home and they've struggled on the road, this Laker team needed a big win. The starting five tonight, if you wonder, without LeBron James and Austin Reeves, in case you missed it, it was Anthony Davis, Rui, Dalton, Knecht, Gabe Vincent, Max Christie. They get the start. So the Lakers, again, first quarter not having your two of your top three guys. Anthony Davis against the Blazers comes in, and he finished with 14 points in the first quarter and 6 rebounds. D'Angelo Russell was the second leading scorer on the team. We go, well, what did he get? Only had 4 points. So your top scorer is doing fine, but no one else was there to help. It was basically 1 against 5 for the Lakers, and this wasn't going to work throughout the game. I mean, obviously you're outscored by one of the worst teams in the league in the Portland Trailblazers in the first quarter, but it can't just be Anthony Davis. Other guys have to find their role on this team. They have to find the reason why they're getting a paycheck, why they're on the roster, and why at the same time Rob Pelinka is going to keep these guys at the end of the year when he's talked about the threat of making a trade. Lakers got a little bit better in the second quarter, though. Don't forget, Lakers outscored the Blazers by 20 points. So things were looking good and going, okay, the Lakers are figuring this thing out. So first quarter, Lakers get outscored 28-22. Second quarter, Lakers outscored the Blazers 37-17. They go into the half up 59-45. And you're going, this is going to be a cakewalk. This is going to be the exact kind of game the Lakers need, Lakers fans need, Laker basketball. This is what the Lakers do, especially at home. Not only do you win, but you win by a lot. And you give your starters, as we've spoken about in the past, guys like Anthony Davis and LeBron James, as they're older, give them a chance to rest even while the game is going on. You can't let teams back in and you're playing your best guys at the end of every single game because you have to, because you're sitting there fighting for your lives. And so for the Lakers to go about it, it's one of those things where they need to figure out this identity. And we talk about this all the time. Now it's early on in the season, and for the Lakers to figure out their identity, again, they start off in October, not so sure what we have, new coach, new players, a rookie that's playing a lot. In November, you have Dalton Knecht, the rookie that's making a name for himself. People are talking about him around the league. And then all of a sudden you look at the situation where Dalton Knecht's not doing great. So LeBron James is out, and Austin Reeves is out, and you don't know which player you're going to get in Dalton Knecht. Also, which players you're going to get in a bunch of guys. You don't know what you're going to get from Max Christie. He's hit and miss. You don't know what you're going to get from D'Angelo Russell. You don't know what you're going to get from a lot of these guys. And it's frustrating, I think, for everybody involved. And for Laker fans who can't do anything but root on their favorite team, it's one of those where you just shake your head and say, okay, what are we? And do we have the right coach? And do we have the right players? And look within yourself, meaning everybody, meaning Jeannie Buss, Rob Pelinka, and JJ Redick on what this team is. At the half, Anthony Davis had 18 points, 8 rebounds, 5 blocks. He made all 8 of his free throws, which is a plus. Rui had 16 points, 4 rebounds. Also, he made both 3-point attempts, which is great. It was great to see Rui back in the game and doing something offensively to help his team. Rui, in my opinion, one of the best team players in the NBA. Never going to be an all-star in this league, but Rui would fit in with every single team in this league. You could put him on the Thunder, you could put him on the Celtics, 2 of the better teams, and he'd fit right in. He'd find a place for himself where he's going to be a positive. Lakers are lucky to have him. He's one of those guys that you can't see Rob Pelinka saying, I'm thinking of trading him, but you never know. When teams don't play well, anybody could be shown the door, but he's not the problem. Rui is not the problem. At the half, Rui had 16 points, 4 rebounds again. Made both 3-point attempts. He's doing his thing. D'Angelo Russell, by the way, coming off the bench, was doing well. He had 4 in the first quarter. He had 5 in the second quarter. And you're going, okay, that's what you expect. Off the bench, you need some kind of spark. For the Blazers, Sharp had 12 at the quarter. DeAndre Ayton, who's known as one of the most lazy guys in the league, and it really has a bad rap. One of the reasons the Phoenix Suns gave up on him, even though he was the number 1 overall pick, he was awful in the first quarter. Everything you heard from Stu Lance telling you that the rep on him is that he doesn't always care. Well, he showed up in the second quarter. He ended a half with 10 points, 9 rebounds, and he showed why he's supposed to be one of the better big men in this league. But overall, he's had a disappointing career. He's going against one of the better players in the Anthony Davis. And let's be honest, when you're playing in Los Angeles and you're playing against the Lakers at Crypto, and you got the celebrities there, and everyone knows it's the Lakers, you get up for this game. It's a little bit different playing the Lakers on a Sunday night than playing, let's say, the Sacramento Kings. DeAndre Ayton knows that as well. So Anthony Davis realized all of a sudden the guy that has the reputation of not trying, all of a sudden he was going to be out there doing his thing. At the half, bench points for the Lakers, they actually outscored the Blazers 15-12. Turnovers, Lakers only had 4, Blazers had 5. So as a fan, you're going, the Lakers only had 4 turnovers. That's a great sign. Well, I know a lot of people are sitting and saying they only had 4 turnovers because LeBron wasn't playing. This team is a better team, in my opinion, when LeBron James is on the court. So for the people that say we're better off without LeBron, that's just not the case. LeBron, you saw what he did in the Olympics this summer. You saw what he does with talented players. He elevates his game. He has Anthony Davis as really the only Hall of Famer on that roster. And I know other teams don't have any Hall of Famers, and yet they have better records than what the Lakers have. But at the same time, LeBron James is a guy, it's way too early to say LeBron James has hit the wall. We saw what he's done in the last few games. We saw what he did against Miami. We saw what he did against Atlanta. You're talking triple doubles. You're talking about hitting clutch threes. A guy that mentally knows how to play this game. He sees the game so much different than everyone else because it's been thrown at him from every different angle his entire life. It's like, as Tom Brady says, there's nothing you can throw at me as a defense that I haven't already seen. LeBron James is the same way. He knows exactly what's going to happen. I think the thing that probably frustrates him the most is that other players don't see what he sees, especially when you have young players or guys who came from franchises that weren't that great. Lakers shot 48% from the field. Blazers shot 40%. Lakers made 6 of 14 from behind the arc for 43% in the first half. That's outstanding. For the Lakers, that's not what the Lakers do. Lakers are a team that's been shooting in the 20s. So for the Lakers to shoot 43% from three-point range, really good sign. Blazers, on the other hand, look just like the Lakers have looked the entire season. They're 4 of 17, 24% from three-point range. The Lakers, again, doing their thing and showing the fans, showing their teammates that, hey, we can figure this out. We can figure this out. And that's a big deal for the Lakers. They got to figure this thing out and what direction they're going moving forward. So for the Lakers, everything that's going on moving forward for them, it's really, really important that the Lakers are doing the right thing and winning games and playing as a team and getting everybody involved, I think, is basically what's going to put them in a position to succeed. We'll talk more about AD and how he stepped up and how the other guys stepped up in just a minute, but want to mention the people over at Mint Mobile. Don't forget, with the big wireless providers, what you see is never what you get. Somewhere between the store and your first month's bill, the price you thought you were paying magically skyrockets. With Mint Mobile, you'll never have to worry about the gotchas ever again. With Mint Mobile says $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan, they mean it. Say bye-bye to overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected overages. Don't forget, Mint Mobile is here to rescue you from premium wireless plans starting at $15 a month. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered to the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with Mint Mobile. And don't forget, with your plan, you can bring your phone number with you along with your existing contacts. Ditch the overpriced wireless with Mint Mobile's deal. Get 3 months premium wireless service for $15 a month. New customers, this offers 3 months premium wireless plan for $15 a month. Go to mintmobile.com/LockedOnNBA. That's mintmobile.com/LockedOnNBA. Cut your wireless bill $15 a month with mintmobile.com/LockedOnNBA. $45 upfront payment required. It's equivalent to $15 a month. New customers for the first 3-month plan only. Also, speeds slower above 40 GB on unlimited plan. Additional taxes, fees, restrictions apply. See Mint Mobile for details. So for the Lakers, again, tonight was a great night for Anthony Davis. And I think it was not only a good night for them, not only the win, but Anthony Davis to know that I can carry a team when I need to be. I can be that guy that carries the franchise. And so for Anthony Davis, again, 107-98, they win. 30 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 blocks. So he finishes the night. Fantastic night. Played 32 minutes. 32 out of 48. That's what we're talking about right there. That's where you give your superstars a chance to rest. He made 10 of 21 shots from the field. He even shot a three-pointer and made 1 of 4 of them. That's a lot. For Anthony Davis, he's not the Joker. He's not that guy that's going to hit the consistent three-pointers. That's not what the Lakers need. Made all of his free throws, which for me is always a plus. I'm a big free throw guy. I always look at teams when they lose by a few and go, what did we shoot from the free throw line? Those are free shots. We should make all those. Lakers on the night shot 86% from the free throw line, turned the ball over a total of 11 times. Things that you need to do to win games. And so they played well as a team. Certain guys played really well with them. Rui played really well with them. Rui with 23 points tonight in 39 minutes. 9 of 13 shots fell in. It's great. Made 3 of 5 for Rui. Fantastic. Now 5 rebounds, 4 steals. All that stuff right there goes a long way. And so I always think with Rui, the way the game usually starts for the Lakers, he gets one open shot early because teams do their homework on the Lakers and they go, you got to worry about 23 and you got to worry about number 3. But Rui usually is able to get a shot early. And when it drops in, great. But the Lakers don't go back to him consistently. He's there. He's just kind of that guy that can knock down your mid-range shot. He's a guy that's going to bang under the boards a little bit. He's going to play the best he can defensively. There's not one Laker fan that can ever say, I watch the Lakers play and I always have to question Rui's effort. Never do you have to question his effort. He's the ultimate team player that would thrive on any single team. And tonight, when he had a chance to play a little bit more offense without LeBron taking, obviously, the shots that would normally be there, 23 points. Now, is he normally a guy that you could say is going to average more than 20 points a game? Probably not. But for what the Lakers needed tonight, he was able to step up as a veteran like he is, and he was huge for them. He was really big for them to step up. The Lakers started the lineup when he had Anthony Davis, Rui, Gabe Vincent, Max Christie, and Dalton Knecht. How do those other guys do? Well, not well. And that's the disappointing thing. Gabe Vincent, what is his role on this team? When the Lakers acquired Gabe Vincent, I thought I was getting a lot more as a fan. I'm sure they thought they're getting a lot more as a player, but Gabe Vincent finished the night on not a great night. 25 minutes, 1 of 4 shooting, 3 steals, fantastic, but 2 turnovers at the same time. So you're giving 2 of those 3 right back to him. Finishes with 3 points. So for a starter in the NBA to finish with 3 points, that's not exactly the spark the Lakers are looking for. Max Christie has to be one of the more frustrating Lakers as well, because you never know what you're getting with Max Christie. It's a coin flip with him. Remember, Max Christie was someone they talked about all summer long that, boy, when Max Christie comes back after last year, we're going to put him in the starting lineup, and he's going to be something for this team. Well, he didn't last in the starting lineup long. And then there were plenty of games where Max Christie wasn't playing. Then all of a sudden, Max Christie showing that he's a better player. He's figuring out more of what JJ Redick wants from him, and he started playing well off the bench. He earned a start tonight with the opening, of course, of LeBron and Austin Reeves going out. And Max Christie didn't play well. And I'm sure he's disappointed as well. But we worry about it as fans going, here's a guy with 26 points, 1 of 6 shooting, or 26 minutes, 1 of 6 shooting for 4 points. And that's it. And missed a free throw even. So as Max Christie's missing layups and free throws, and you're going, what is he? What is he to this Laker team? Is he a guy that's expendable when you talk about possible trade talks? Yeah. He's a guy that's probably could be on the block. He's a guy that maybe other teams say, you know what, there's an athlete there that can help them out, because right now the Lakers aren't getting out of Max Christie what they thought they were going to get out of Max Christie, and it's disappointing for everybody involved. Dalton Knecht tonight, you wanted to see hopefully the home cooking that Dalton Knecht would get a shot back, because the shot hasn't been consistent for 2 weeks. Well, Dalton Knecht in 22 minutes as a starter makes 3 of 9 shots. None of those were 3-pointers. You go to his 3-point shooting, 0 for 3. And he's going, man, that's not what the Lakers need. The Lakers need that shooter. So Dalton Knecht, never one of those guys, or any of these guys I say you could call out in the starting 5 of saying it's a lack of effort guy, because that's always the worst. Like, coaches don't want to coach effort, and fans don't want to see guys who aren't giving effort. But Dalton Knecht, again, not making a 3-pointer, pulling down 8 rebounds, 7 of them defensive. And you're saying 6 points from Dalton Knecht. What happened to the 3-pointers? He should feel comfortable at home. It's the same arc everywhere you travel in the NBA, but Dalton Knecht not playing up to his capabilities becomes very, very frustrating. So, again, 6 points for him, 8 rebounds was a positive, but that's not what the Lakers have him in the lineup for. That's not what he's there for. He's there to hit the wide open threes, to stretch the defense, to make things easier for guys underneath the basket. And good teams in basketball, that's what they do. They're able to stretch the defense, and they're able to make things easy for the guys who are talented underneath the basket. It will make Anthony Davis's game that much better. And that's where Dalton Knecht let the team down tonight, and has, be honest, for about 2 weeks. Bench play, Lakers bench play, not 100% outstanding. You're right. The Lakers bench play, there's one guy, and he came through in a huge way tonight. Honestly, you can make an argument. Yeah, it was one of probably D'Angelo Russell's top 3 games of all time. 28 points off the bench for D'Angelo Russell. You got a plus 29 in the plus minus, which is great. So 28 points, but here's the deal with D'Angelo Russell. 14 assists, 28 points, 14 assists, 5 rebounds. In 34 minutes, he made 9 of 17 shots, made 5 3-pointers out of 10 attempts. So he's shooting 50% from 3. Great. That's what we want to see. It's a beautiful shot. There's nothing like watching D'Angelo Russell shoot a 3 and seeing it hit the bottom of the net. When D'Angelo Russell seems like he's not interested is when it becomes frustrating for Laker fans, I think for Laker teammates as well. That's why you hear his name so often mentioned in trade talks, that D'Angelo Russell could be a guy that moves. And let's be honest, D'Angelo Russell has changed a lot of teams in the short time that he's been in the league, or I guess it's not a short time. He's been around a while. He's just still young. But, D'Angelo Russell, I always laugh at when you look at D'Angelo Russell, that when he came out of Ohio State, he wore number 0. And he said he wore number 0 because that's the amount of people that could guard me. Well, D'Angelo Russell hasn't played up to what they thought. I think he's a one-time All-Star. I think he did that when he was with the Nets. And D'Angelo Russell hasn't been that complete player. Well, tonight he was a complete player. And I know it's not easy to be told, hey, look, you've been a starter your entire life, but you're going to come off the bench and provide a spark. Today, if he could stay in that role like he did today, the Lakers are going to be in great shape. Cam Reddish hit a big 3-pointer when it mattered. In 26 minutes, Cam Reddish is there, as we know, for defense and basically just being a team guy. Cam Reddish has never relied on for his offense, not on this team at least. 6 points in 26 minutes, only shot the ball 3 times, but he did hit a big 3-pointer, which was great. And Cam is Cam. He's that guy for JJ Redick. That was a guy that basically will help facilitate the ball around, play good defense, and it's worth having him on the court. And that's why tonight he ends up with a plus 13. So all positives right there for the Lakers. That those are good signs. And so for the Lakers, again, 107-98 over the Blazers. And you say, well, it's the Blazers. Look, right now the Lakers have been playing so poor that any win against any team is a big win. This is what this franchise needs. And for the franchise to come back to LA, especially when you're going to have almost the entire week off before playing Minnesota on Friday, they needed this win bad. You're riding a 3-game losing streak off the road. You needed this win bad, and you had no LeBron James. So you have to figure out a way for this team to get back on track instead of sitting there dwelling in it for the entire week of what are we and how do we fix what we're doing wrong. Want to mention people over at FanDuel. Don't forget FanDuel. Get ready to tackle the NFL action with FanDuel, America's #1 sports book, because right now new customers can bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if you win. The FanDuel Sportsbook app gives you everything you need to place live bets on the NFL all in one place. So when you get a hunch in the middle of a game, maybe you did tonight, if you had the Chiefs-Chargers game on another channel, and you're going, you know what, the Chiefs never blow anybody out. The Chargers are a team that plays really strong defense. You probably felt pretty good in the third quarter when the Chargers scored 14 points. If you're one of those people that you get hunches, don't forget the people over at FanDuel. It's the way to go. FanDuel Sportsbook their app gives you everything you need to place live bets on the NFL all in one place. When you get a hunch in the middle of the game, don't forget you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. Just visit FanDuel.com. Join today. You'll get started with $150 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet. That's FanDuel.com. So the Lakers, as far as moving forward from here, what direction do they go? Where do the Lakers go from here? You saw they get the win today, but that's against a lesser team. They have to show that they're more consistent against the better teams. And for this Laker team, what are the better teams out there that you're worried about? You're saying, well, you're worried about where your standings are in the postseason. Where does this team need to be? You can't just say, hey, as long as we're a top 10 team, we're going to be in good shape. For the Lakers, for me, they got to be a top 4 team. If they're going to go into the postseason, you want to be a top 4 team and have an easier road than you would if you're one of those teams that's just hanging in there. A team that's you don't want to be that 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th seed. We've seen the Lakers go through that. You want to be one of those teams that not exactly have to worry about being talked about, but as actual threat. And so for the Lakers right now, they find themselves in the 8th spot. 8th spot. So I'll give you the teams in front of the Lakers right now. Oklahoma City Thunder. They're in first place at 18-5. They still riding well without Chet Holmgren. It's amazing how well the Thunder's playing. Also, how young they are. Don't forget they've won 3 straight, 7 of their last 10. They're doing extremely well. Memphis Grizzlies. When John Morant's on the floor, man, he is a problem for almost every team. The Lakers always seem to play well against certain teams, and Memphis is one of them. If you're the Memphis Grizzlies, the Lakers are a team you don't want to see in the postseason. You've seen the Lakers before. You've seen the Lakers eliminate you as well. And for the Lakers, they match up well with Memphis in the past. The problem is Memphis has changed things around a little bit this year, where Memphis is a team that has gone very big. They have a lot of size. And so when the Lakers faced Memphis earlier in the year, it was a different Memphis team than they've seen. This is why when you're talking about all the moves that Rob Pelinka could be making, you're saying we need some size for teams like Memphis. Absolutely. If it's not one big guy, then you had another big guy. But Anthony Davis is not the kind of guy that likes to bang around. He's obviously, you don't want to hear this word if you're an athlete. He's fragile. He's a guy that doesn't exactly have to play outside the arc, but he does like to play 15 feet away from the basket. And Anthony Davis, if you put him against Memphis in a series and he's the only big guy you actually have, it's going to take a beating on his body. He's not going to be effective, and Memphis is going to do what they plan to do a lot of teams, and that's basically you knock him around, bruise him up a little bit, and see if you can last the 5 to 7 games. It's going to be tough. And this is, I think, where Rob Pelinka has to start looking and saying, how much time are we going to go with this? Because Rob Pelinka has said for a long time he's willing to pull a trade in December instead of paying the premium cost of pulling a trade in February. Houston Rockets are number 3. I say it every single show, not sold on the Rockets. They're 16-8. Rockets have won 6 of their last 10 games. Dallas Mavericks, 16-8. You have guys on that team that not only have NBA Finals experience, but you have guys that have won championships. They know what it takes to get to that next level. Mavericks feel they're basically one step away from being NBA champions. I think a lot of people would think a little bit different, but also, are they a team in your mind? Are the Lakers better than? Every one of these teams ask the question, the Lakers better than. Right now, the Houston Rockets, I think they're better than. Golden State Warriors, man, they kind of reload a little bit. They get rid of Klay Thompson. They bring in guys like Buddy Hield. And, of course, Steve Kerr knows how to win. Steph Curry knows how to win. They also know that time is running out. People say the Lakers think that time's running out when you have LeBron James, who's 40, and Anthony Davis, who's 31, as a big guy. How much time do they have left? Well, the Golden State Warriors in that same situation. LA Clippers, disappointing that the Clippers are in front of the Lakers. They're currently the 6th seed. Clippers are playing a little bit better, even though they've lost their last 2 straight. The Clippers look terrible against Minnesota, just like the Lakers look terrible against Minnesota. Denver Nuggets, that's the one team that scares me more than any other. Now, the Nuggets seem to struggle against a bunch of teams in the league, and the Joker says all the time, we aren't that good of a team, but when they play the Lakers, and they talk a lot of trash, and the coach talks a lot of trash, it's frustrating to lose to the Nuggets. The Nuggets are one seed ahead of the Lakers at number 7. Lakers are 8 at 13-11. Minnesota's 9 at 12-11. Phoenix 12-11 and the 10th spot. Those would be the 10 teams in the West that would be in the playoffs right now. Just so you know, the teams that don't qualify would be San Antonio, Sacramento, Portland, Utah, New Orleans. And, of course, the Lakers knocked off Portland tonight. So they took care of business tonight, and that's what you have to do. You have to take care of business if you're the Lakers, and they're able to do that tonight against the Trailblazers. The Trailblazers, they're in kind of a rebuilding mode. The Trailblazers, you get rid of Damian Lillard, and you say, you know what, we couldn't win with them, so what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of CJ, and we're going to get rid of Damian, and we're going to do a better job as far as building up, kind of like what Oklahoma City did, and we're going to figure this thing out. Portland's not one of the better teams in the league. They're 8-16 after tonight's loss, 3-10 on the road. But the Lakers, even though they struggled at the beginning of the game, they were able to figure things out. The third quarter was a little bit frustrating for the Lakers, where they come out of the half and you expect the Lakers to continue to pour it on like they did in the second quarter. And then the Portland Trailblazers outscored the Lakers by 11, 29-18. And you're frustrated as a fan, especially when you're seeing Henderson hit the big 3-pointer from half court. And you're like, man, it's tonight, not our night. For the Lakers, they're able to rally and they're able to do it. But again, how many guys do you know off that Portland Trailblazers team? I'm guessing to say the average NBA fan knows one. It's DeAndre Ayton. He's the only guy. And Ayton, again, 35 minutes, 14 points, 19 rebounds for Ayton tonight. And I think a lot of it has to do with playing in LA, as I said before. So looking at this Laker team, man, a win's a win, and you got to take it against the guys that are on your schedule. The schedule always gets tough, right? You got Minnesota that's going to show up on Friday. So what are the Lakers going to do for the next week? How is it going to play out for the Lakers? The Lakers are in a situation where they have almost the entire week off before heading to Minnesota, but how much time does JJ Redick give these guys off? And I think that's important for the Lakers, not only to rest, get back on track, your East Coast time and your now West Coast time, get your bodies right, get enough rest, But then JJ Redick talks about, there aren't enough practice days and there's not enough shoot-around days. This is a week here where the Lakers could get right. The Lakers could figure things out, and I expect LeBron James to be back on Friday, and I expect Dalton Reeves to be back on Friday. But this is a situation and a place where the Lakers can get right, which is exactly what they need. You run a couple practices. JJ Redick tries to tie up some of the loose ends, talks about the stuff that he doesn't like. Maybe it's one of those where the players kind of clear the air a little bit of what's going on. Let's see Dalton Knecht, who all of a sudden looks like he's hit the wall in December when you aren't supposed to as a rookie. That's not supposed to come till February or March. Let's see Dalton Knecht come back and being able to knock down those threes. I'd like to see what happens there. But you're facing a Minnesota team that's obviously very talented, and a Minnesota team that as a franchise feels they've never had a better chance to win an NBA championship. They destroyed the Lakers the last time they faced each other. Lakers won on opening night. Last week, Minnesota destroyed them in Minnesota. The game on Friday is in Minnesota. It's going to be a big test for both teams. As I mentioned, Minnesota is behind the Lakers in the standings. There's nothing more than Minnesota would like than to knock off the Lakers in front of their fans. So it's going to be great. It's going to be exciting to see what happens, but we'll be talking about it here. Again, talking Locked On Lakers postcast. Don't forget to follow Brian and Andy on every single day where they do Locked On Lakers. They do a great job. If you're a Laker fan like me and you want to get more and more Laker talk, don't forget Brian and Andy do a great job with Locked On Lakers. But we will be back again on Friday talking Laker basketball with you, doing the postcast. And looking forward to it. Looking forward to hopefully another Laker win. Hopefully the time off, the practice time goes a long way for JJ Redick. Don't forget Locked On Lakers postcast, Locked On Sports Los Angeles. Again, here with you every single day, following Los Angeles sports and a lot going on with every single one of the teams. So we'll talk to you on Friday after the Laker game. Don't forget, next Laker game is going to be Friday at Minnesota, 5 o'clock tip-off, and then we'll be back with you right after the game. Have a good night, everybody.